Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg. Well, I imagine that most of you are looking out the window and you're seeing some of the stars. Well, maybe I'll put the camera on the tripod and we'll go over there in a minute and I'll show you what I did. I only got one frame made. I'll finish the other one tonight. Maybe in tomorrow's episode we'll have it plugged in and you'll be able to see what it looks like. Now, mind you, up against the bright snow, those little lights aren't going to show up. Anyway, we'll see what happens, but I'm not going to plug them in until tomorrow. Now, I'll tell you a little story. It's almost 9 years ago now that my wife was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Well, I guess it's not Alzheimer's. I think the correct way to pronounce it is all-timer disease. You don't put an S on the end of it. So for the first year, or actually the first couple of years, things were pretty much normal. And she would go outside in the summertime and she'd walk around, and she walked around in the house. And well, it's almost, I guess about 6 years ago now, she got to the place where she had to go into a care home. So when she first got into the care home, the first year, she walked around quite a bit. And then her walking became progressively worse and worse. And the staff told me that once she stops walking, she'll never start again. I guess that was their experience with that sort of thing. And so when I go to visit her, we'd walk up and down the hall together and stuff like that. And then it got to the place where her walking was so unsteady that the staff was concerned that she was going to fall. And they were thinking that maybe now is the time to stop walking. So we got a wheelchair, which is in the back room right now, and I'll probably be using it. Anyway, I don't know why I'm laughing. I am going somewhere with this. Now, eventually the walking stopped. And it never started again. Now, I am afraid that if I take a break from the model table and don't put out a video, I may never start again. I don't have a stash. I know I talked about getting the Yamato. Still thinking about it. I don't have a stash of any kind. I'm thinking that maybe what I should be doing is getting the Yamato, even though it's a rather an expensive thing to have on hand that I might never start, but it might give me incentive to keep going. I'm at a bit of a, you might say, a bit of a standstill right now, as you know, and we're just not getting anything done here because I'm at a point of something that I don't particularly enjoy doing. So, and that's what this hobby is supposed to be all about. It's supposed to be about fun and enjoyment, right? So, I forgot what I was going to say. Maybe if I have a sip of coffee here, it might wake my brain up. I think that's the first time that's ever happened that I forgot what I was talking about. This is scary. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking that I should get the Yamato, have it on hand, give me an incentive to keep going. I forgot again. Okay, now I remember what I was going to say. This is not good, folks. This is not good. Okay, got a comment from a viewer, and I think it went something like this. You've already finished 3 models. You know how to paint. Get at it. It's not like you know why are you acting like you don't know how to do it? Well, I do know how to spray. I do know how to do it. I just don't want to. I guess that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, it's not that I've forgotten how. I just don't want to. And you please don't comment and say do what you like to do and stuff like that. Don't bother with that. I know all that. Let's nip some more parts here, and I guess the bottom line is I don't want to take a break from the hobby table or from the model table here because I think I may never come back to it. Let's put the camera on the tripod and go look at our frame. Okay, it's a little bit congested in here, and so my perspective may not be all that good. But what I started out with was a frame, and I made this out of just scrap wood that was down in my workshop. In fact, the only thing I've laid any money out for is the lights themselves. This I already had. So what I've got is a frame like this, and this whole thing is quite light. And all right, that's how I did it. And I've got 14-pound test monofilament fishing line to hold these stars so that they stay straight. Otherwise, they're going to end up going crossways. You know, Murphy's Law. They're not going to go straight. And I was wondering, how am I going to hang it up? Well, it turns out that the crank here for the outside louvered window is just exactly right. So I just hang it up. And the thought is that probably after New Year's I'll take them down and I'll put them in the closet until next year. They're all ready to go. So it's almost a friction fit here. I think when they're plugged in, they're gonna look all right. I'll wait until I get this other one finished. I'll probably do it tonight, and maybe I'll plug them in for a minute or two. I don't want to start using them until the Christmas season actually starts, which is pretty quick. Okay, there, you saw it. Okay, I was going to get our K45 here. Just a very small little part. But I'm noticing there appears to be a lot of flashing on it. It looks like it's square, right? But let's just nip that off. And let's have a close look at that. Is that flashing, or is it supposed to be square like that? Okay, when we look at it up close like this, I don't think that is flashing. Okay, I was going to see if I could nip this off on camera here. And, but you know what? I'm thinking that possibly being is that the edge of this, I believe, is going to be buried in the deck, and I'll show you why. In fact, I don't believe it. I'm positive of it. I might be better off leaving this part attached to the sprue and paint it while it's, the way it is. Then nip it off and just touch up just on the edge later. At least that's my thinking at the moment. Just let me get the rear deck where this has to go, and I'll show you what's supposed to happen. Okay, these two pieces are supposed to mount right in this slot like this. So I think that in all likelihood, by the time the extra thin starts melding everything around and the paint you know how the paint sort of dissolves. I think that where I nip this sprue off later, it is not going to be seen. You know, this is a very, very tiny piece. I mean, here's perspective. All right, K24 and 25. And you can see it's sort of a special fair lead that has actually a roller in it. Now I can imagine that if I leave it on the sprue and just clean this up, once again it'll be easier for painting. I wonder if I can keep the number. Let's just give it a try here. Yeah, that kind of worked, didn't it? Let's try the other one. Yeah. Okay, K5. Now here's another one that I'm thinking that we can... Just let me nip this off and I'll show you. Get this out of the way here. Okay. Now I think that after we clean the top off, you know, like I could probably almost do it right now. Just get as close as I can, and then... Okay. Then we'll sand that smooth. Then I can hold on to this part here for painting and nip it off right there later. At least that's the plan. Now I was noticing that outside it's not real bad, but maybe I should go out with the snowblower and run it down to the road, make it a little easier for the letter delivering individual. Murphy's Law. I was about 15 minutes too slow. Now, as it turns out, once I started messing around with my shovel out there, I realized that the snow wasn't near as bad as it looked. Yeah, when I was looking out the window, it looked like there was, 3-4 inches of snow, but actually there's maybe 1 inch at the most. Anyway, it looked like it was starting to snow again, and the weather person was reporting that we might be getting more snow today, so let's leave it for tomorrow. Okay, K37. Now here's another one that, unless you have your glasses on, it looks like it's got a bunch of flashing around it, but I don't think so. Okay, there's a couple of positioning pins on the underside of that. Now, can we leave the sprue attached? I think I'm going to try it. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and leave it attached. Let's see if we can find on the deck where it's supposed to go. Now, one of these K5s goes right in that hole that you see right there. And the 37, it goes, well, you can see the pins on the other side, right? At least you could have, right there. Okay, it has to go something like this. I do believe that we're supposed to maybe put a piece of anchor chain. Yeah, I think maybe a piece of anchor chain is supposed to go around that capstan and then probably into that At least that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Yeah, somehow that didn't look to me like it was for an anchor chain, but I guess it is. Okay, let's move on. Okay, that is it for the K-sprue. Now, we got 12:34, so that means that 34 minutes ago, the hobby store should have opened up. They open up at noon on Friday. And I think what we should do is go and give them a call and find out what is the latest on the Yamato. If you remember the last time we talked to them, they indicated that they couldn't get it. But I'm finding that almost hard to believe. Well, a few months have passed now, so let's go see what we can do.
Thank you for calling Eliminator. How may I help you?
Okay, I did phone Eliminator, and I talked to Lori there. I think Lori is one of the owners, and she's the person, or one of the people anyway, who orders in something that isn't already in stock. And I gave her a couple of different numbers that I found online, and she checked here and she checked there, and it looks like it's, as far as she's concerned, it's a gallery model under MRC, Model Rectifier Corporation, at least here in Canada, or maybe all of North America. Anyway, bottom line is I'm no further ahead than I was first thing this morning. She's got my number, though, and she's going to give us a call. So we'll just sort of hope for the best. On the other hand, they're not the only outfit here in Canada, so maybe somebody else here in Winnipeg can get it for me. But I'll give her a try. I'm sure I'm not in any rush. I like to stick with just one store. Cellar Dweller is gone, so I can't deal with them anymore. But that's me.
All right, I will keep an eye out for it, and if I come up with anything, I will give you a shout. All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye now.
Well, we start on the G-sprue, but that's going to have to be tomorrow. I want to work on my Christmas lights, and maybe all being well, I'll plug them in this evening when the windows are dark and you'll be able to see them. All being well. So, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.